Listening in on that conversation is Dr. Tlaleng Mofokeng, a United Nations Special Rapporteur on the right to health. Dr. Tlaleng, thank you very much for availing yourself and for your patience with us this afternoon. The last time we spoke on this particular issue, you were highly concerned about the repercussions for the African continent. And here we are. Firstly, maybe a reaction.
Yes, I think, look, for many of us, for many years, has been observing the trend globally in terms of regressions on women's rights, but particularly rights to sexual and reproductive health services and sexual rights particularly. But I must say, when this moment has come and it's the reality, it really is very overwhelming. And I just want to take this moment to just be honest in that this moment is extremely overwhelming and very emotional. But of course, at the same time, we do have to talk about, the law and our rights, which in this case, the Supreme Court of the United States has retrogressed on, which meant they've actually taken away a right that was previously there and protected by the Constitution. And effectively today, with just one pen, have taken away rights that were very important.
Again, we had spoken about what it is that you and I can do, right? And it would seem at this moment, at least, that our hands are tied.
So you see, the issue with, what can be done is twofold. Firstly, I think there is a cause for concern for the region as well as, national context, because we know with case law, with jurisprudence, a lot of the courts do look onto each other for precedents, but in terms of international human rights law as well. And South Africa is a good example as a country and as a member state of the UN, how it was able to use international human rights law, even in the draw-up of our own constitution. So the legal and legislative concerns are valid that, in fact, this particular judgment will have repercussions of limitation and criminalization of abortion outside of the United States. But secondly, the Committee on Social, Cultural, and Economic Rights at the UN has already classified the rights to sexual health and information and services related, which include abortion, as a human right, a fundamental right of women, girls, and anyone who's capable of getting pregnant, including non-binary persons. And it's this concern that we have that if one right can be taken away in this manner by the Constitutional Court, it means that many other rights which overlap and intersect with that very right to autonomy and self-determination may also very well be taken away. And so this court judgment doesn't bode well for future human rights defenses. Even if you don't, someone who works in abortion, it does have an impact on more other rights much more broadly than just abortion care.
Let's just expand on that, especially when we take a look at the rights of the LGBTQI+ community.
It's important because, remember, people who need abortions are not just cisgender women or girls. Trans men also may need an abortion at some point in their life. But the issue of abortion is very much tied to the framework of reproductive justice, which doesn't only give all people, the right to have an abortion when they want, but we also have the right to actually keep a pregnancy that we want to term and have a right to pregnant those children in safe, sustaining communities that can make them thrive. And LGBTQI+ communities are already living under the crushing weight of prejudice in any case. So what we don't need is more legislative processes that are retrogressive or criminalizing people who are already living on the margins of society. What we in fact need are laws and policies that are rooted in international human rights law, and we need member states to the United Nations who are going to respect, fulfill, and promote those human rights to access to bodily autonomy and integrity, and the support in life of living in dignity.
Dr. Tlaleng Mofokeng is the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the right to health. As you just received that news and digested, thank you very much for at least coming on to the channel and helping us make sense of it.